ever wished you could travel back in time and visit good old Mother Earth before we had a chance to taint her with modern technology? Kind of like the characters in the novel Journey to the Center of the Earth. Well, unless you're fortunate enough to get cast in a remake of 1 million BC, there just aren't many places you can get that sort of experience today. But what if I told you that I knew of such a place? A place that's virtually locked in a time warp. A place that is so real that the folks from Jurassic Park made a visit there to inspire them for their latest flick, and not only went home with some great ideas, but also a great name. Welcome to the Lost World. Hi everybody, I'm Angelo Viola, and welcome to this week's Outdoor Journal. And in particular, welcome to New Zealand. Now there's only one way that we can describe today's episode, and that is a trip back in time. We're going to visit an area of the country that most visitors here often ignore or miss, and that's because it's so well hidden. We're going to travel to the subterranean world of the Waitoma Cave System, and in particular, the Lost World. And if that's not exciting enough, the only way down is to rappel, or as it's called locally, abseil, straight down a rope 330 feet, pointing to the core of the Earth. Jules Verne, move over, buddy. New Zealand is made up of two large islands of mostly basaltic rock extruded from ancient volcanoes. It's like no other place on Earth. This place gives a whole new meaning to the word green. Where else can you see steaming blue and green lakes, exploding geysers erupting up to 20 times a day, boiling pools of therapeutic mud, along with as big a selection of volcanoes you'll find anywhere? As part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, New Zealand is and always has been a constantly shifting landmass of incredible beauty. With a long history of volcanic eruptions, it should come as no surprise to find that tourism is directly linked to these natural explosions of energy. Today I'm going to visit one of the more famous volcanoes here. It's called Mount Tarawera. It last erupted over 100 years ago, killing almost 200 people and wiping out an entire village. Its story sounds like an elaborate Hollywood script, complete with invisible spirits and gods of untold power. My guide Dave Patterson, co-owner of Tarawera Four-Wheel Drive Tours, assures me that Kataore, a mythical creature of death and destruction, hasn't been sighted in these parts for some time. I guess I'm going to have to take his word for it.
Just be a little wary, there's a pretty good drop-off right here.
So, baby, pretty good drop-off.
1,000 foot thereabouts, yeah?
That is breathtaking. So I understand this whole thing happened in a matter of, what, 4 hours?
Very, very fast, very violent. These sort of rhyolitic eruptions that take place on this mountain are very violent, but very short-lived. A lot of energy underneath, just cracks open, releases that energy. So yeah, 3 to 4 hours. Killed 153 people.
Where was the village? Where was the village that actually?
About 6 to 7 kilometers right behind us. Absolutely, yeah. Incredible. So, and so basically when it blew up, this ash that we're standing on was blown 3-4 miles in the air, fell out, and then a bunch fell back in and plugged itself off.
Wow.
The other magic thing about this mountain is that you can actually experience it on foot once you get here by 4x4, take you on a guided walk around. And
I understand that is our descent area, right? That white line that goes down there. You call that scree?
Scree running, really famous in New Zealand, yeah,
scree running.
S-C-R-E-E.
Okay.
1,000 foot top to bottom, I'll race you.
You're going to race me?
Yeah.
Nice try. Yeah. Tell you what, you race, I'll walk. Whoa,
nearly at the top, mate. Around the corner here, start of our scree run. Technique.
Okay.
Weight back, heels in. You can jump, You can scream, you can do what you like, but wait back.
Screaming comes natural to me. You'll learn that. You'll find out it comes natural. You don't have to tell me about that one.
If you run too fast, difficult to stop, so try and just control that.
I guess
speed.
if you're out of control, you can just fall back too.
Generally, you sort of end up doing a face plant.
Ooh.
You end up looking like an Australian.
It's not good.
No.
You don't want to ruin this mug, buddy.
Yeah, no. Exactly, yeah. You doing it?
Okay, don't get too far ahead of me now. Hey, wait a minute, I'm getting stones in my boot.
Don't fill up, man.
You can almost ski down here.
No sweat, eh?
Wow.
Good fun, isn't it?
That is great. Oh, buddy, that was great. Thank you.
Hey, pleasure.
Coming up, preparing for a visit to the Lost World. And now, back to the Outdoor Journal. My next stop on the New Zealand adventure is the Waitomo Caves, approximately 2.5 hours from Auckland, the largest city of the North Island. And it's here that we'll find out more about the Lost World. For over 100 years, people have been coming to Waitomo to rappel or abseil, as it's known locally, into some of the world's most thrilling caves. They were first explored by Tane Tenoro, a Maori chief, and Fred Mace, a British surveyor with the Merchant Navy. One of the things that they're constantly on the lookout for here at Waitomo, of course, is people who've got, say, claustrophobic tendencies, because when you get down under, especially in the Lost World, things tend to close in on you. So what they do, they create these little tunnels that they ask people to go through to see how susceptible they are to those tight little spots. Now, you've heard the square peg in the round hole scenario. Well, I think this is quite the opposite. In this case, we got the round barrel. It's going to attempt to go through the square hole. So, bear with me. Here we go. Whose idea was this, anyways? Oh. I'm not kidding you. I may have just broke a rib. There goes another one. Ah! Okay, I made it. What the heck's that going to prove now, though? Bring on the last hole. Medic! Most of the caves at Waitomo, including the famous Glowworm Cave, are within walking distance of town. But the Lost World is a little more remote. In fact, it's well hidden on a sheep farm accessible only to Waitomo adventurers naturally, making the whole experience even more unique as you stand in the middle of sheep pastures getting geared up to drop into the world's deepest commercial rappel. 338 feet below the surface of the earth. Okay.
Angela.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we've got Harley. So beautiful, right?
That's it.
I'm carrying this one.
My ensemble is complete.
Angela,
Now, they call this the Lost, or the Lost World.
Yeah.
Is that appropriate?
Well, it was sort of a catchphrase, really, because it was discovered in 1906 by a team of railway surveyors. One of the first things out of the guy's mouth was, "Hey, it's just a fairyland without fairies. It's just like a lost world," and it sort of stuck, really.
That was back in the early 1900s, right?
1906.
1906.
There's a name for all holes
Okay.
like this. Is called tomo.
Tomo.
Okay, you know, we're in Waitomo.
Okay.
In the native language, which is Maori, Wai is water, tomo is hole.
So
So you've got water hole.
Okay.
Well, we don't want to go any further here because we haven't got a parachute.
Is this the hole?
This is the hole. You can't see for the natural vegetation, but if you're just less than 350 feet below us is
I can hear a river.
the stream.
Right.
It's quite a sizable stream.
Now, why is it all covered with trees? I mean, if there's a hole there,
Well-
where are the trees growing from?
Okay, because Most of the caves were discovered by sheep.
Most.
Yeah.
You're not kidding me with
No,
that.
no, I'm serious. yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So basically, they'd find a hole and fall down it. The farmer would look for the sheep, and he'd find them down the hole. So what's happened throughout the evolution of farming in the area is that all the tomos have been fenced off. So because they're fenced off, it allows stuff to grow too.
Okay. I have a feeling we're.
I'm getting very close.
I'll let you lead, my friend.
Okay.
I'd lead myself, but
Yeah.
I just want you to get the full experience firsthand. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's my second time, but it's nice to do it.
Your second time. Now, for those of you who have never rappelled before and are thinking it's just a little bit too much for you, think again. You're looking at someone who's not only a first-timer, but I also have a fear of heights. I think as long as I keep telling myself there is no height here, this is not a height thing, it's a depth thing, I think I'll be all right. It's never dry, there's no dry season. Safety is first and foremost here.
Just seepage.
You're constantly tethered to the main line.
Okay, Angelo. Just
Now this mist here. Wow! There it is, the lost world.
this is a
Abseiling really is simple. Your body weight is used as your brake. Okay, let me just right now set the record absolutely straight, okay? I would be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't feeling slightly, yeah, I know, I normally would lie. Apprehension, I'm not going to say fear, although probably fear is the root to this whole problem, but definitely some apprehension about where I'm sitting right now. So, continue.
You look good though.
Thank you, my friend.
Good.
I need to look
Okay.
good, believe me, because I sure don't feel it. Coming up, I take the final plunge into the lost world. And now, back to the Outdoor Journal. We're at the top end of Waitomo's Lost World. The next step is to lower ourselves 338 feet straight
just
down
lift that rope
to a
a
world
little
that time has seemingly passed by. That's all right.
Okay. Well, we're just about ready to descend into the lost world, Angelo. Do you want to keep your right hand on the rope?
Okay. Duh!
Are we ready to go?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Easy. Easy does it. It's just getting over the initial tension of lowering yourself over the edge, those first few feet. And then all you can think is just how small you really are in the overall picture. I mean, we're looking at a place here that has elements dating back some 400 million years. Some of the plant life can only be found in the lost world, not to mention rare eels, insects, and other living organisms totally unknown to this cowboy and rarely seen by even the world's scientific community. Wow, spectacular. I made it! Although I'd like to claim a first here for the Outdoor Journal, this place is no stranger to the camera. It was included in the acclaimed feature film, The Navigator, as well as thrilling audiences worldwide on the ever-popular series Hercules.
Growing, they don't wander off the track because this plant, the predominant plant around here is a Paratanifer plant. Very hard to get a grip, very poor root system.
So
It means the food of the Tanifer, which is the food of the mythical monster that guards caves and rivers and seas. The Somali mythical monster.
You didn't mention anything about monsters.
Well, I thought I'd wait till we got down here. I mean, you had enough on your shoulders.
I think I've had enough of surprise. Now, this is the lost world. There is no question about it. You sit here and you look at this, and you are definitely in the lost world.
They actually considered filming part of Jurassic Park here.
Well, I mean,
They came here, but they chose the Hawaii location. But they had a look down here.
they're lost. Oh. Whew. Wow, that is spectacular. Look at the rays coming down. It looks like
These formations on the side of the rock here, well, they're odd-looking ones which slope.
Yeah.
They're called stalagmites.
Okay.
And it's half moss, half rock. The moss wants to go to the light, the rock wants to go down. And so you get that big curved shape. There's a beautiful example there.
Okay.
Okay, now we
So-
need to go this way.
Straight ahead.
And just stick to the track.
Okay.
And when you feel like you need to use your light, you
Okay.
can use your light.
There are two theories as to what created the lost world. One is water flow, and the other is volcanic eruption. Either way, whatever's responsible for this did an outstanding job. Go straight up here?
Yeah, just follow the rope. If you get lost, follow the rope. Well, we're officially underground.
Officially underground.
Officially
I can dig
underground.
that.
And the reason why we're up on this rock, basically, or stop here, is if you have a look in the roof there, there's two holes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, the bigger of the two holes is called the window, and that's basically where they discovered the lost world from. So they recorded the fact that they'd found such a hole, went back, and people came to find it because they thought, wow, big hole, and they actually found a similar hole which is about 3 miles away, thinking they'd found it. So some years later, before they actually found the real one again,
What a sight that must have been for
and
them.
that was the first descent.
The main component of this amazing cave system is limestone. Limestone develops over millions of years and is a direct result of an accumulation of coral, seashells, fish skeleton, and other marine organisms building into layer upon layer of solid rock. A direct result of water, time, and gravity. It's amazingly dry back up in here. Now we must be well off of the riverbed, obviously. Holy cow! You're getting a little physical on me here.
Oh, this is caving. This is caving.
Oh, those are neat. Now,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
that?
Stalagmites.
Now, if I remember correctly, that's a drip of water that's dropping from up there, right? Continually dropping?
There's probably a similar formation in the roof. It's called a stalactite.
Wild.
Okay.
And that's the start of the river by the looks of it? Or at least the start in this cave, anyways.
Have you seen a glowworm before?
No, I heard about these things.
Well, in a minute.
Why
I'm
haven't
gonna-
we seen any? I thought we'd
Well,
see
we've
some.
got to switch our lights out. So, if you want to put your lights out,
Okay.
we'll have a look.
Wow. So those are all little worms, all those little
Yeah.
drawing things.
And you know the bit that glows?
Yeah.
It's their waste product.
It's their waste product. So what, the energy burns it up, type of
No,
thing?
they inject an enzyme of phosphorus into their waste product, and it burns it off. It's called bioluminescence.
And what's the purpose aside from burning its own waste?
Well, you got a little fly coming through the cave. It's lost its way. It's not its natural environment. Sees the little light on, thinks, hey, there's a party on. Off it goes to the light. Gets caught in the threads. In the threads is a paralytic agent, so it stops flapping pretty quickly. And the glowworm moves along to that particular thread, pulls it up, and eats it for dinner.
Wow. That's fascinating. The glowworm is unique to New Zealand. What a perfect recycling machine. Eat food to live, create waste for energy, use energy to attract food. The perfect life cycle. Except it only lives a few months. I think I'll keep doing it my way. Woo. Now, for those of you thinking along the same lines as I am, you must be asking yourself, how do you get out of a 330-foot hole? I think I'm about to show you.
Get to the surface again somehow.
Holy cow! How much ladder is that? Fortunately, the packs are hauled up by another member of the Waitomo Adventures Naturally crew, so all I have to do is pull up my own body weight, which, incidentally, is a great help when rappelling down. Going up, it acts like an anchor pulling you under. Man, if I didn't think I really needed them, I'd start gnawing off parts of my body right now to see if I could lighten the load. Apparently, up until a few years ago, the only way up and out of here was with a rope ladder. That'd make things even harder. I have to admit though, pushing yourself beyond your physical limits somehow, in some perverse sort of way, pleasures me. I think my therapist would be happy to hear that. That was harder than going down. And like all good things, they must come to an end. Although in this case, the exit is as spectacular as the opening. Have we finished climbing yet, buddy?
Well, almost.
Wow.
Just that climb up to the bar.
This is spectacular.
Hot too.
You would never know that you had this kind of day out here
No,
from where we were.
caves are like that. So where do you think we went in, Angelo?
Well,
Out of all these holes?
I'm going to have to guess that we went in down up there somewhere, down at the bottom of that hill. And basically, I would say that we've been walking. Are we on top of that great big huge opening? That big
We're just
casino?
above the ladder, yeah, we are.
Where
yeah.
the ladder
Yes,
was. This
yeah.
is right underneath here.
Yeah, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel
Feel it move, yeah. It's not very thick.
Wow. That is mind-boggling. And it goes for 2 kilometers, you said?
2.4 that way.
Oh, buddy, I'd love to go another 2.4 that way, but I'd rather go a couple of
The 220
that away.
meters that way.
Let's go talk about this someplace a little less
Somewhere where there's liquid refreshment.
hostile. That's it. You got it.